Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Pamela Hartigan. I'm the director of the Skoll Centre for Social Entrepreneurship at Oxford. And so we come to the close of this 7th Skoll World Forum, and as I noted in my opening remarks, I hope each of you is leaving Oxford wiser, richer in contacts and in spirit, and happier as a result of having been with us over these last 3 days, and from what I see, we're going to be together a little bit longer. We have a wonderful closing ceremony in store for you. With that in mind, I wanted to take a few minutes to reflect on an oft-repeated comment that has followed me over the last decade or more, and it questions the focus on the heroic social entrepreneur. Is that not misguided, I'm frequently asked. Certainly it takes more than a visionary individual for his or her initiative to be successful. What about the people in the organizations they set up, who are often instrumental to its success? And as we've emphasized throughout the forum, a fact underscored by our theme, catalyzing collaboration, social entrepreneurs cannot hope to scale their solutions without the essential support of other public and private sector stakeholders, and most importantly, of the communities in which they work. So why continue this hero worship, I'm asked? I would like to look at this question a little bit differently. We're all human, and the one thing we know is that people in their institutions, whether governments, whether businesses, nonprofit, strongly resist new ideas, however great they may be. It takes an extraordinary persistence and creativity to sell the idea to others. The entrepreneur is incredibly inventive in that regard, working day and night to find a way to motivate, to persuade, engage others in believing in that change. In fact, that ability to overcome those barriers turns out actually to be much more important than the original idea. An idea that in itself is often so simple, giving credit to the poor, involving communities in the protection of their ecosystems, revolutionizing access to health care, quality health care, and education. But making them happen often takes years of persistent seduction. So while these individuals will always be heroes to me, perhaps even slightly mad, much to humanity's great good fortune, celebrating these social entrepreneurs should not lead us into the trap of assuming that they single-handedly achieve their results. Nothing could be further from the truth. And much of what they achieve despite severe resource constraints is due to the type of leadership they exercise. Kuznets and Posner, who are gurus on the subject of leadership, define it as the art of mobilizing others to want to struggle for shared aspirations. All leadership involves inspiration, vision, competence, and interpersonal skills. And that is exactly what social entrepreneurs possess. It takes courage, imagination, and persistence to drive through the kinds of fundamental changes needed to respond to the new challenges and opportunities. And that can only be done through a more open style of leadership that combines intellectual humility and personal confidence, and which doesn't confuse ambition with omniscience. Finally, one of the messages that I continuously reiterate to MBA students at Oxford and at Columbia Business School is the following. It's okay not to be a maverick. It's okay not to be a social entrepreneur and have systems-changing ideas that you doggedly pursue at all costs and every waking moment. Most of us are not change makers or entrepreneurs, and thank heavens for that. Having done nothing but lived and breathed with entrepreneurs for many years, it's been an inspiring roller coaster of a ride. So for the majority of us who are not entrepreneurs, wherever our careers take us, we can and should be instrumental in facilitating, supporting, and strengthening the work that these pragmatic visionaries do because they are coming up with the solutions that we so desperately need. And to prove my point about the unusual nature of social entrepreneurs, I would like now to introduce you to our first speaker and let you conclude whether my little rant about heroes, leaders, and mavericks doesn't ring true. Caroline Casey qualifies along all those descriptors. I first met her at the annual meeting, one of the annual meetings at the World Economic Forum at Davos, where she had just been designated as a World Economic Forum Young Global Leader. And I recall her passionate argument to me that she'd actually been selected into the wrong crowd, that she actually belonged with the social entrepreneurs that were selected by the Schwab Foundation. Well, she clearly belongs in both, as you will attest. I would like to welcome the incomparable Caroline Casey with a word of warning to you all. You will lose your heart to her. Caroline.